Still Austin has been doing an amazing job with their seasonal bottom bond series. With Nancy in the nose using her amazing talent to blend, is this blue corn another home run? I really hope so. Let's jump into it. This is the third release of the seasonal bottom bond series by Still Austin. We have already done reviews on the Still Austin red corn bottom bond and the Still Austin high rye bottom bond. If you have not seen either of those, I will leave a link for it right here.
Blah, 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 blah. It's very annoying.
So let me go and pour some of this out and let's start to breathe as we start discussing the Still Austin blue corn bottom bond. Ooh, nice bottle pop. Since the late 19th century, bottom bond has been a shorthand way of telling whiskey aficionados that American whiskey has been distilled, bottled, and aged according to a particular set of federal standards. In short, the bottom bond label indicates that the whiskey has been created at a single distillery, aged a minimum of 4 years in a federally bonded warehouse using new American oak barrels, and bottled at 100 proof under the federal government's supervision. As always, because I'm doing a review, I will also be sharing. Why? Because sharing is caring.
This is the way.
So stay tuned to find out how you can win a sample from this bottle. For this winter release, symbolized by the winter crow, we have employed blue corn to invoke the endless winter night sky. The spirit's deep oaky flavor and hints of butterscotch and cinnamon make it the perfect bourbon for sipping by a fire.
This is too perfect.
So let's take a look at the bottle details. This bottle is Still Austin blue corn bottom bond. The mash bill is 26% blue corn and 25% white corn, 44% rye, and 5% malted barley. Has been aged at least 4 years, but I believe this one is at least 5. It was released in the winter of 2023. The proof is 100 proof, which makes it 50% ABV. MSRP for this bad boy is $79.99. As usual, I'll be using my standard review scoring of 1 through 10 on aroma, flavors, complexity, mouthfeel, finish, and would I buy again.
I'm buying!
Alright, so let's go for the aroma. So right up front, it smells very, very sweet with some citrus notes to it. That sweetness is just hitting the nose and just making me salivate already.
Who train dogs to salivate at the sound of a bell.
There's a slight hint of cinnamon in the background, but really mostly that sweetness was kind of citrusy orange up front. So for the aroma, I'm gonna give it a 6. Let's go in for flavor. Let's go in for that initial taste. That's an interesting initial taste. There's a lot of flavors going through it and it's a little bit hard to describe. It starts off a little sweet, a little bit of, it's kind of like a candy, not quite caramelly, but candy flavored. Then quickly get into a little bit of citrus and then it starts getting a little bit spicy on the tongue. So it went through a lot of flavors pretty quickly. It was hard for me to take that all in and give you a good initial taste. So we'll talk about that again once we get into the next drink. But for flavors for initial taste, I'm also gonna give that a 6. Next is complexity. How does it evolve on the tongue? It evolved a lot on that first sip, so I'm very curious to see how it evolves on this second sip now that I've had it, hopefully had my tongue acclimate a little bit. A lot more flavors with that second sip. Now I can figure out what that candy flavor is, like a butterscotch flavor in the beginning. That's what it is. It has a little bit of a butter hint, but then it hits like a butterscotch candy flavor that hits you. And I still taste that citrus in there. So I still have that little bit of citrus taste. And then it goes quickly to a little bit of spiciness kind of on the mid tongue and then goes towards the back. I do like that a lot. That second, there was a lot of complexity there. There's a lot of flavors that's going through my tongue. I really do like that. So for complexity, I'm gonna give that a 7. Next, we're going to talk about mouthfeel, the thickness and viscosity. As I looked at this in the beginning, it sticks to the glass very well. It has a lot of viscosity on the glass. So let's see how that goes through on the tongue. A lot of great taste with this, but I'm gonna tell you this. It's a little thin on the tip of the tongue, but it sticks to the middle and the back of the tongue really well. I don't think I've ever had that before where it kind of goes through the front really quickly and sticks towards the back. There is good viscosity in the mouth. It does cover my tongue from the mid to the back.
Back to the ship! Back to the ship!
There's a little bit on my cheeks, not as much as I had on others, but I do have that viscosity there. I do like the way it does stick and the way I start feeling it now going down. So overall, I'll get the mouthfeel, I'll give it a 6.5. Now let's go for that finish. How does this finish? Every taste I have, the flavor just comes through more. That butterscotch, that little bit of cinnamon. Now I'm actually getting a little bit of oakiness as well. I wasn't getting that much of the oakiness up front. You know, it is young for maybe 5 years.
Young at heart, maybe.
But now that oakiness is starting to stay there, now I'm starting to taste it towards the back. I really do like this one. The finish is really good on this. I think with the finish, I'm gonna give it a 6.5 as well. Next, and most importantly, would I buy this again? So this retails for $79.99. I think I paid $82 for it, somewhere in there. I know right now pretty much the only place you can really find it is at the distillery. I happen to get one in my area by luck.
Pure luck.
They had 3 bottles drop here. Why 3? I don't know. But would I buy this again? I have loved the first 2 and I feel like each one has gotten better. So would I buy this again? I would. At $80, I would buy this over and over, and I probably will. I'll probably get a few bottles of this so I can have on the shelf. I do have a few bottles of the red. I do have a few bottles of the high rye. I think I'll keep a few bottles of this. It is good. So for would I buy again, I'd give it a 9. So the total score for this is 41 out of 60. I have to go back and look what my scores were for the first 2, but I really do like this. It is a really good pour, and I think it'll become another one of my dailies that I go to when I just want kind of a nice, simple sipper that has a nice feel and a lot of complexity to it. I think this will be one of those ones I add to it. So another great one from Stella Austin and Nancy Fraley. I hope to meet her one day and shake her hand. Now that I'm putting on my bucket list.
It was on my bucket list.
I'm so glad I got to try this one so early because I had heard that this was her favorite seasonal bottom bond series that she did with Stella Austin. I'm really looking forward to the next one, the straight rye whiskey, coming out in the spring of 2024. So you stuck around this long. Let's talk about how you can win a sample from this bottle. First of all, please hit that like button. You know, just go and click it if you haven't done that yet. It really helps the YouTube algorithm. Then comment below using the phrase keep Austin weird and tell me about your favorite bottle and bond that you have. Also, if you could, please share the video.
I love it. Just share and
Share.
YouTube really seems to love that. Now, I will pick the winners 1 week from the release of this video. So 1 week from today, I'll pick 5 winners to win a 1 ounce pour. Thank you again, everyone, for joining me on another journey down my bourbon rabbit hole, or in this case, a blue corn rabbit hole. Just so much fun and goodness in here. Till our next journey, my friends, cheers.